Today it's time for something truly special. I don't think I will ever quite cast a game like this one ever again because this kind of match just doesn't happen. Today it's time for a 6-man free-for-all between 3 StarCraft I legends and 3 StarCraft II legends. This game was recently played during BlizzConline and I haven't seen the game yet myself, so I'm super excited to figure out what ends up going down. Now, like I said, this is a 6-man free-for-all, meaning that unless they make them during the game, there's not going to be any alliances. The player that will live for the longest amount of time is going to be the one that obtains the victory. Now, on top of that, if we click right here on one of these mineral patches, you can see that we're playing a match of big game hunters, which if you played StarCraft and StarCraft II at any point, you may be familiar with. But basically what it means is that all of these resources will practically never run out, meaning that you can sit on one base for an extremely long amount of time. Now, before this game gets underway, let me try and do a decent job introducing everyone, because I can imagine it's going to be extremely chaotic. But playing here in the top right-hand corner, playing with the teal SCVs, we have MVP. With the blue colors, we have MC. Bottom right-hand corner with red, we have Effort. Right here on the left side of the map, we're looking at Rain's main Nexus. Top left-hand corner, we have a barcode player, but he's known under the name of Last. And at the 12 o'clock position, we have a StarCraft II legend who goes by the name of Nestea. Now, if you watched StarCraft II at any point over the last couple of decades, you may be familiar with them, but this is something that is just ridiculous. So, MC, of course, StarCraft II legend. He won loads and loads of tournaments back in 2011, and between 2011 and 2014 or so. He retired back in 2015, 2016 or so. Bottom right-hand corner, we have Effort. He's an ASL winner, a StarCraft I winner, that is, in 2018. But he's been playing StarCraft I for a very long time. He also briefly played StarCraft II, and after which he once again decided to go back to StarCraft I, which is actually going to be a bit of a theme because the same can be said right over here for Rain. Rain is the only StarCraft II legend that won a GSL Code S and then went ahead and also won a KSL and an ASL in StarCraft I, which is just ridiculous. Top left-hand corner, we have Last, like I said, ASL winner in 2019. He played StarCraft II for a couple of years as well, back in, I think I wanna say like 2013, 2014 or so. But he started with StarCraft I, then went to StarCraft II, and then he went back to StarCraft I, which seems to be what a lot of these guys are going for. And obviously, I mean, Nestea and MVP, I think those are the only ones that I haven't introduced yet. They have won loads of tournaments. Between the two of them, they basically won everything between 2010 and 2013 or so. And I think that both of them retired right around 2014. So this is something truly special. We'll see what ends up going down. I have no idea how familiar any of these guys are with StarCraft II at this point. But does it really matter, right? Does it really matter? Now, obviously, like I said, right? With big game hunters, when you have so many resources on just one mineral patch, right? You don't really need to expend. So I think what we really want to look for, I mean, we're going to obviously look at the action, but we certainly don't want to forget about the people that are just simply sitting there doing a whole lot of nothing. The ones that are being left alone. There's already some conversations going on, by the way. It felt like MC was backing off here for no apparent reason at all. At the same time, though, in the top left-hand corner, we have a Bailing bust happening over here. Last, apparently, is getting cheesed here by Mr. Nestea. The Bailing, though, has to go in... Hello. Okay, there we go. The Bailing has to go into the bunker. If that does not happen, I mean, the hold is going to be pretty self-explanatory, right? At the same time, we have a couple of Adepts in the bottom right-hand corner. Bit of a weird map layout, by the way. Reminds me a bit of Whirlwind. Not entirely sure. Regardless, we do have the Adepts shading forward. Any drawing at this point is obviously awesome. Effort has probably never seen these units before, man. Like, he quit StarCraft II before the Adept was ever added. And obviously, he's been playing StarCraft I ever since again. So, these Adepts do indeed end up getting a decent amount of kills. Alrighty. Over here, the 12 o'clock position. Nestea right now in a little bit of trouble as the Hellions apparently have started roasting whatever they can. Look at Nestea, by the way. He really is playing early days StarCraft, man. He went for a Bailing bust and now he's going for 2 queens without spreading any creep. It is just like Wings of Liberty all over again. By the way, Rain over here is probably in one of the better positions because he's not really... Oh my god. He's tickling an Overlord to death. But he's not really in a position where he's going to be bothered, I don't think. I think most of the action will probably be at the top section of the map for now. Bailings are, technically speaking, the counter, I guess, to Hellions, but realistically speaking, they're very difficult to make work. Good control right here, of course, by Last. Alrighty. Over here, we have a bunch of Zerglings on the right-hand side of the map. They're going to go after the main base here of MC. MC, of course, going for Stalkers, which is a unit that basically won him, I think, a couple $100,000. It was very good at controlling those units. Loads of 4 gates. While MVP over here, though, hold up. Okay, so MVP is actually sending the Banshees that are made in the top right-hand corner towards the top left, and he's just passing through Nestea's base. Apparently, we still have some multitasking. Now, Last actually is in a little bit of trouble because he doesn't have a whole lot of anti-air. Just a bunch of Marines, but no detection. At the same time, MVP right now is heading on over towards Rain's base, too. Banshee over here now, too. Oh, my God. All right, so this is the Banshee actually from Last. And with Nestea having no anti-air, he decides to GG out. Because apparently there's also a Rain right here at his front door. Now, Banshees are obviously fantastic at worker harassment, but I don't really know if I agree with worker harassment in a game like this, man. You need to find something that can actually fight the opponent, right? So Zerglings here at the same time are fighting a bunch of Stalkers, but Rain is coming in from the left. Almost had a bit of a Proto sandwich right there on those Zerglings. Double command center now coming up from MVP, who apparently is pretty satisfied with the amount of damage that he's done. 14 kills right over here on that one Banshee. By the way, I apologize in advance if I if I end up missing a bunch of the fights. I feel like it's going to be very difficult to catch everything, but I think so far things are not going so poorly. But it might be very tricky. Alrighty, so a couple of Banshees right over here right now as well for MVP once more, of course. MC is in a bit of trouble as he's got to deal with 2 different armies. And while this is all going on, no cancel there, while this is all going on, we have a couple players just sort of chilling, right? There's not really a whole lot of involvement right here, for example, from Last. Last is just sitting here. He's looking to be the last one to stay alive, I'm sure. If you can keep that going, it's pretty neat, right? There's a little bit of harassment going on, but the guys that are just, you know, chilling for the most part, I think are the ones to watch out for, right? When there's 2 dogs fighting over a bone. Isn't it like the 3rd one that runs away with it? I mean, once again, we have mutas right now coming up, right? And that's fine. But those are not like StarCraft 1 mutas. They're not very good when it comes to fighting straight up unless you've got 100 of them. It's very difficult to get those kind of numbers going. I don't speak Korean, but I understand that. MVP apparently smiling at his opponent as he's walking in all of the Stalkers. Now, he does have a recall available on the Nexus here in about a second, now that he has the energy for it. Although, it's still going to be on cooldown for about another minute or so. And that means that his main base actually is in a lot of trouble. Rain right now is smelling blood in the water. MC is taking care of MVP, and that's fine. The only problem is that he's losing his own main base at home, right? And there's actually now apparently Last, who's building a command center here in the top section of the map too. So he's looking to take over Nestea's old main base. And while MC is killing MVP over here at home, it's really Rain that comes out ahead, and I guess Last that comes out ahead together with Effort, even though they're not really... well, I guess he's part of the fight, but the others are not really part of the battle. So, MC now no longer has a main base. Mutas are flying in as well. He doesn't have money here either to remake a Nexus, so I think for all intents and purposes, other than all of these Stalkers, we can say that MC is dead. MVP, I mean, he still has a couple Banshees over here on the left. Recall will be utilized. But, yeah, he's not looking so healthy here, right? He's probably going to end up losing all of this over here as well. Does he have another base anywhere? No, I don't think so. It's just these couple of structures, and MVP, indeed, has not rebuilt their base, and he decides to tap out. All right, so we already have a couple dead players. Nestea and MVP, the StarCraft II legends. They're the ones that are out, and actually MC as well. So hold up. It's now a free-for-all between the 3 StarCraft 1 guys? I mean, MC still has units, but I don't think he's going to be winning with him. That's not what I expected at all. Oh, alright. Well, actually, maybe it makes sense, right? Nestea, MVP, and MC probably haven't played a whole lot of StarCraft recently, period. Whereas these other guys are still active competitors. Anyways, Orbital Command still goes down. I think they're all still active competitors, by the way. I'm not entirely sure. I don't watch as much StarCraft 1 as I watch StarCraft 2, but... it's kind of funny, isn't it? Anyways. The Mutas and the Zerglings. It's ironic, though, right? That freaking effort over here, like a StarCraft 1 Pro, is playing Ling Muta. I think it's pretty funny. No Baelings. Baelings are overrated. Oh, alright. I think MC is saying, bro, leave me alone. I mean, for some reason, those units live. Widow Mines! Oh, you don't have those. Well, you... Oh, my God. You don't have those in StarCraft 1, huh? See, I don't know how familiar these guys are with the other games, right? I know they played it at some point at the very least, but I don't think they really watch it too much. I doubt it. So I have no idea how familiar they are. Now, by the way, can't help but notice that Mr. Last over here is building Widow Mines and Battle Cruisers. Rain over here is one Zealot inside of the main base of MC, who's gonna slowly start losing everything. Effort is looking nice though here, right? Yeah. He's got 2 bases mining. And even though the mineral patches here in the top left are not gonna run out anytime soon, I mean, they technically will at some point in the future, they're doing quite alright. It's just that mutas are not really... They're not really the meat and potatoes of the Zerg army in StarCraft II, man. Unless, like I said, you make 100 of them. Oh my god. Please put the creep tubers on the edge. That's so painful. Anyways, MC decides to GG out as well. And with that, all the StarCraft II pros are out. Alright. So, we have Rain trying to re-expand here. I think, technically speaking, Effort right now is in the best spot, right? So he's got 121 supply. There's 95 supply over here for Rain. And then there's 76 supply over here for Last. The problem is that I really do not like Effort's unit composition. He's playing like this is StarCraft 1. And, you know, you can go double upgrading Zerglings, but I feel like you need to add on Banelings at that point. And maybe Hive Tech and all that too, right? So you can get yourself Adrenal Glands. Mutas, I mean... I want to believe Effort, but you're gonna have to show me, man. Maybe it's time to change the meta. I'm not entirely sure. Brenda and Karen over here, guarding the creep tumors. Nicely done. No transfuses, of course, because in StarCraft 1, queens can fly. Alright, he does have some detection, apparently. But Zerglings now are moving on over towards Last's base. There's a lot of puns to be made with the name Last. Anyways. The battle cruisers right now are shown as well. I don't know if the Zerg saw those just yet. He's now retaking another expansion as well at the 6 o'clock position, by the way. That one will likely not be found here anytime soon. If you can get a wraparound with the Zerglings, I guess things are okay, but that's really not that many mutas. Rain decides to not go for Archons or Storm or anything like that, but just more Stalkers, which I also kind of love. I mean, it's not a bad idea. With perfect micro, I guess it's going to be doable. Now, are these enough muta? I guess there is enough. Yeah, dude, maybe I shouldn't be doubting it. Once again, though, when there's 2 dogs fighting over a bone, there's the guy in the top left happily making battle cruisers. Alright, the Rain decides to GG out. I was doubting efforts right there for a little bit, but not quite. Not quite necessary. So this base will now also go down. And with that, it means that we now have a 1 versus... Did he just scan his own base? We now have a 1 versus 1. So in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, known by the name of Last. And of course, Effort. Yeah, so both of these guys actually have a very similar story. Used to play StarCraft 1 professionally, then switched to StarCraft 2 back in like 2013 or so. And then after they weren't so successful in StarCraft 2, they decided to go back in StarCraft 1, and then they both won ASLs in the last couple of years. So yeah, very similar stories. Lots of drones are coming up though. Okay, there's an infestation pit now happening here as well for Effort. Oh my god. This is so painful as someone who plays StarCraft 2. Look at how far these creep tumors are from the actual edge. Like, he literally uses about twice as many tumors as he needs to. All of these tumors could be spread a lot further. I guess it's still 1 base right here for the Terran player, though. And that's, you know, not great when you compare... Well, he just secured the natural here, I guess. But he's now going up against near 3 base Zerg. The question is, will Effort be able to make the right army? So he's going Mutaling Bane, okay. But he's doing that against someone who's playing Mass Battle Cruiser. And against Mass Battle Cruiser, I feel like you can't really get away. Overlords are not detectors, by the way, Effort. In StarCraft 1 they are. I feel like you cannot get away making mutas and Lings and Banes. I feel like you need to make Corruptors. Oh god, okay, he's going Pathogen Glands. So that's the energy upgrade for the Infestors. I'm just really concerned that we're gonna be seeing like a couple of Widow Mines absolutely smacking all of these Mutalisks down. Because there's a lot of them. How many are there right now in total? There's 8. Well, it's not even that many. It's just that they're scattered all over the bases. Yeah. He's ready to burrow them whenever he needs to. APM is kind of interesting as well in this game. Normally, Zerg players are, well, actually, Terran players as well, but Zerg players are quite a bit faster than that at the pro level. Look at these tumors. Oh my god. I can't get over the tumors, man. Look how many tumors there are. This is so unnecessary. Ay, ay, ay. What's crazy is that when these guys actually try, they can probably reach Grandmaster League within like 3 days. Like, I'm not even joking. They'd have to obviously learn strategies and execution and standards and all that, right? But I don't think it would take them more than a couple weeks, tops. But right now, it does really look like a Platinum League game. Not to like trash talk anyone in Platinum League, of course, but you'd expect that these guys are a little more familiar than that. Okay, Corruptors are coming. Good. Corruptors are coming. How many mutas are we at? 23 mutas and 9 Corruptors. 11 more about to come up. Raven being built right here as well for Mr. Last. Couple of changelings over here. They can spot the little potholes, technically speaking. The queens are all the way out here, though. Oof. So the old main base here of Nestea has been retaken. I really, if I were a guessing man, right, or a gambling man, I would have guessed that it was MVP and Nestea and MC that would, you know, stay alive for longest. Oh my god, here's the Widow Mines. Decent enough split so far. There you go. Now the mutas can come in. There's still a couple Zerglings there in the back. Overseers are available here as well, which is awesome. The Overseers, indeed, are going to be able to detect all of the Widow Mines. Corruptors have joined in the fray as well, and I just don't think there's enough of a standing army. And the armor missiles come out at the end of the freaking battle. He's like, what does this button do? Where's the point defense drone? They removed that ages ago, Mr. Last. And there it is. GG is called. And that means, indeed, that effort is the one who obtains the victory. Now, I wish that I could bring more of these type of games to you as well. I mean, I have the other replays from this event too. So maybe I can have a look at the... I haven't ever casted a StarCraft 1 game before, but maybe I can have a look at the free-for-all they played in StarCraft 1. Let me know if you would like to see me cast that one down below in the comment section of this video. I can't promise that I'll do a very good job because I'm about as familiar with StarCraft 1 as these guys are at StarCraft 2, so... I know some of the units and I understand some of the things going on, but... Anyways, let me know down below if you would like to see me fail miserably and call Goliath a Dragoon. Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, of course, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you get notified as soon as future videos go live. For now, though, I want to thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you once again in the next one.